All right. So where you guys left off last, you essentially first met each other without giving any formal introductions, and you were assembled together to do the first test to essentially see if you can be field operatives sent off on specific tasks for the new Everent military. Being introduced to your trainer, one of the top three of the actual soldiers, you're put into a mental sleep to all be put into a scenario where you could fight against what New Averant thinks the guild is. You fought off against some of the soldiers, and then you fought off against what little they know about the guild leader. Female with a paladin female that is fold up, covered in different hides and leathers, and mask on face and cloak up. Very hard to figure out who she is. After completing it, you were immediately told that you are sent on a mission immediately, as what is called Site B has had there has been a problem with Site B, and they have lost communication. You don't know much about Site B. You were just told to get all your stuff ready and immediately meet up over into center tower, where you see this silverish kind of liquid that eventually pulls you in to another location in the realm. You weren't given much information other than when you get there, find one of the soldiers, and they'll at least relay information of either what you have to do or anything about it. But you weren't really given much time to ask any questions, as the person in charge, Renard Tafton, was very much ordering you just to get in there and get it done. As you get pulled in, you have about a 5-minute individually, like a 5-minute blankness, where it's almost like your eyes are closed and you can't open them up until you finally all of a sudden kind of get pulled out of this void into this room. And the first thing all of you do is immediately kind of drop down and kind of grasp for air, as this forced travel is something that none of you have done before. It kind of throws you from one position to another in a very, very almost like too much magic force in the one spot to get it done more efficiently. You find yourself in a semi-large building. When you kind of open up your eyes a little bit and you kind of take it in, you see that you're in kind of like an abandoned tavern. Currently looks like it's nighttime. The doors are closed. The shutters are shut. And there's only a couple of candlelights left, where all of you can see a note knived to the actual the bar top, specifically written down as, "To new Averant arrivals, meet us at the Eilfyd Inn when you're ready."
What?
Eilfyd Inn. Eilfyd. Eilfyd Inn. The town is Eilfyd.
Okay.
As almost as if like you're waking up from a hangover, and also waking up where, like, if you had like a neighbor and they're playing music too loud, it's throwing a lot of sounds at you. Immediately you notice that wherever you're at, it is under heavy storm. You start immediately hearing lightning and thunder crash down on you, as you lightning and thunder crash down on you, as if wherever you're being sent to, you realize that it's in an area where the rain is crashing against the building. The storm, the lightning is almost like every time you hear the crackling of the storm, you see the flash of light that almost just peers through even the shutters. What would you all like to do?
Well, that was new. Ooh.
Yeah, not a fan.
I'm trying not to throw up right now.
He said it would be a little upsetting.
Where are we?
Well, let that be your specialty.
That's a great question. Can I take a look around for the general layout?
Yeah. You're gonna stay inside the building and get a general layout, or you can actually try to walk outside.
The room that we're in, I want to take a peek at.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Are there any windows?
There are
15.
2 windows at the far vertical end. It is kind of like a tunnel in like a very, very long kind of building, so it's at the far end. And there are 2 windows, pretty large, and the shutters are closed. What'd you get, Ruby?
15.
15. It's obviously a tavern. The back wall itself is full mirror wall that has levels of different kind of spirits, wines, and ales of different quality, depending on if they're brewed from a certain location or they're from here. You're unable to really discern without giving it a closer look. Large, long bar countertop that kind of cuts right in the middle. Plenty of cocktail tables and stools, but you see that the place has kind of been turned upside down. Excuse me. Whether it's been specifically someone who came in and ransacked the place before you all arrived, or that something happened in this town and like someone just made a mess of this place under a different scenario. Either way, stools are thrown all over the place. Some of them are busted. A lot of the glass is broke. Some of the spirits are all over the place. Some of you might have actually landed in some of the actual liquid of some of them that have been broken on the ground. There is a second floor that you can tell for the place. At least one more floor. As you see behind you at the opposite end of the wall that has the front door and the shutters is a stairway that goes up. From what you can tell at your current level, you can't see specifically where it goes because it almost looks like it goes up and then curves back. So you can only see up to the landing. You can't see anywhere past the landing itself.
Is this like a pretty fresh ransacking, or is there like dust like on things, or like it just happened?
No, there's it seems pretty fresh. There's like no dust on anything. It's hard to tell like if it was done just before you got here. You can assume that this mess was probably within the last 24 hours at least.
I'm gonna go up to where the dagger is with the note, and I'm just gonna take the dagger, pocket it. You never know when you need some more weapons.
Fair enough. Is the note signed?
The note is not signed. It does have a seal on it though, which is what you all know is the seal of. Usually, what it usually is when Aberrant soldiers have to send out a raven, and they mark this seal to show that it's actually been sent by another Aberrant soldier. But the seal is on this.
Well, I guess we better find this Eilfyd Inn.
Guess so.
Okay.
So we didn't really meet properly in the testing room. Dear Mullane, I've been with the army for a couple of years now. Anybody else?
Nice to meet you. I guess introductions are in order since we really didn't we just went off into battle.
Well,
But good to know that we can all fight together well. I'm Zephinia. Same thing. I've been in the military for quite some time. And going to be in the military for quite some time longer.
Fair enough. I'm glad you Red Foe. New around here.
well, welcome. Place for everybody.
It's nice to meet you. I'm Monreal. You might have heard of me from Monreal's Minor Magics and Mending. Kind of a big deal in the Underdark. And as I'm saying this, I'm prestidigitating a flurry of sparks up behind me, different colors. And as I say Minor Magics and Mending, I kind of stomp my cane down and stand up to my fullest 2'11" height, and I say, "A pleasure to meet you all."
Me too. Can't say as I travel in the Underdark, so I'm afraid I haven't heard you, but that's attention
just-
getting.
Imagine while she's got sparks and stuff going on, I'm like 5 feet tall right next to her, like, I can't follow this. I'm Dahlia. Nice to meet you all.
Lovely. Well,
All right. Well,
what do you
everybody got
guys-
their coats?
yeah. What do you guys think? Do we wanna head out? I'm a little
There-
nervous.
There is stairs
I don't
over
think we
there.
have much of a choice.
I'm just gonna pop up really quick and see if there's a window up there to get a view of the town. Since it sounds like it's storming
Mhm.
outside.
Find out where the inn is? That's
I
not a
probably
bad idea.
follow. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
Poke my head out the front
Um,
door.
As we are going toward the stairs, I'm like absentmindedly just picking up and writing stools and such as we go.
okay. So who's specifically moving up the steps and who's going to the door?
Upstairs.
Steps.
Okay. So first
Or-
off, who's heading to the steps? You start.
I
walking-
know.
Who and because the steps only so wide, who's actually walking first?
I am.
Okay.
I'm following. Yeah, follow her.
So as you make your way up to the first landing, you immediately gotta kind of U-turn it, make your way back up, and you get down what looks like the exact same size as the actual first floor. It's a long corridor, straight down long hallway. At the end of the hallway, there is a single window that is exposed. It looks like this one actually doesn't have shutters. So you can actually see the rain just blasting against it, as you now see that the wind is actually going against the actual building. And you can actually see like the actual window shake as it kind of bubbles back and forth. On the side, there is a set of 4 doors on each side, kind of angular from each other. So on the right, you start off with room 1, and then on the left side, you go up like a little bit. Then there's room 2. Then the right, you go up a little bit more. They're not exactly across from each other. They're kind of like 1, then you move up steps, and 2 on the left side, then move up a couple steps, right, and then so on and so forth, where they're kind of angular. Where there's a total of 8 rooms. The doors are all closed. Compared to the first floor, this one does not seem, if ransacked at all, it's not obvious. You see that at the end of the hallway, where the window is, there is a small end table, very, very extravagant, with 2 chairs sitting right next to them, as if this is kind of like a little sitting area before heading into your room, or if someone was left the room and they didn't want to go downstairs, they could take a break here. Has a small little candlelight on it. And then the whole floor of this one, compared to the first floor, which is all wood paneling, this actually has a kind of like a crimson carpet to it. Nothing is damaged, nothing is wet. The doors themselves are all locked, but in most inns of this kind of quality, it's not common for them just to be unlocked. So either they're being used right now or just not. There's no markings anywhere. Just each room itself has the common representation of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, cozy.
As we go past the doors, I'm gonna just check each and every one of the door handles to make sure it is locked and nobody's going to be walking out behind us.
Okay.
Mm.
Just
And then I'm
question,
gonna-
making sure the music isn't too loud for everyone.
What's the safe music and
A
what's
little.
the not safe music?
Yeah.
I'm like, wait.
That's a great question.
So I will play the save music for you.
The music is a little loud.
Y'all, that wasn't the safe music. Hold on.
This is the save. This is
You
the
can control the
save
volume
music.
and roll 20.
Okay.
That's the enemies are nearby music.
Yeah. Oh, shoot.
So yeah, I'm checking those door handles.
Okay.
I'll check them behind you. Shit.
Okay.
While they're working their way down the hallway, I'd like to make my way upstairs, and as they knock on one of the doors, I'd like to prestidigitate real.
You're gonna do what? I missed it.
I'm going to head upstairs and then prestidigitate a voice going "Occupado"
Okay.
when they jiggle on the door handle.
Okay. So as you start opening up room 1, all of a sudden that happens as you immediately hear, not within the door, but you hear like at the door, you hear Preoccupado, and I'm assuming a female voice.
Try and bust the door in.
Okay. All right, give me a strength check.
Okay, come on, strength, don't fail me, please. And, where is it? Oh, yeah, not good.
Lucky for you, these doors are not super sturdy. You're able to kind of like push at it, and you don't really bust a lock, but you do feel like, just one good solid shove should open it. Was anybody
Shove
going
it
to? I
again.
forgot. Was anybody going to the front door while this was happening? Okay,
I am.
so while this is going on, you make your way to the front door. Are you actually gonna exit out the door, or are you checking the door?
I'm gonna check the door first.
Okay, go ahead and give me a perception check on the door.
Monreal just making everything go sideways.
That's a 15.
15.
Sturdy.
On the specific door itself, the door itself is actually, you notice that this door, whoever locked it had to have locked it while being inside the building. Because it doesn't look like this door specifically has like a locking mechanism, but as you get closer, it looks like someone actually took almost took like a long rod and kind of cast heat metal on it and made it wrap around the knobs, but it would require them to be inside the building to do.
So there's no way this door will budge.
Oh, I mean, you could essentially break it. It's not like it's super durable.
Okay.
You could break it with the right tool or the right strength, whatever you want to do, but you do notice this as an oddity. It's not super secure. I mean, yeah, again, with the right tool, you might just be able to just kind of crowbar it off, because it's not specifically kind of set on there where it's like super tight. It looks like it's specifically meant to stop something from getting in, not someone leaving.
Okay. And there were no windows by the door or anything?
There are. There's one on the left and the right. The shutters are just closed.
Are the shutters on the outside or the inside?
They're on the outside.
Okay. Is there any signage within the tavern as to what its name is?
Yeah. So there is like pretty close to where the giant mirror is that has all the glass. There's actually a sign on there. That is just it's just called the. Let me pull it up. It's called Eilfyd's Ord. Eilfyd's Ore.
Okay. Where is Monreal right now?
Where's Monreal?
I'm casting. I'm casting trank spells on the stairs.
So you're just
So,
like,
like,
looking back,
on
and you
the
see some
stairs.
people upstairs. You're right here, and you're just
Yeah.
seeing like your local wizard just casting like prank spells.
I'm just like giggling to myself and, and casting.
And upstairs, you just hear boom.
What would we yell
Okay.
for, like, because you know how, like, they're like, police! What do we yell?
Well, because you guys don't actually act as like you don't have the right to be like authority in the place. You are soldiers. You don't have the actual right to like, I guess, command people. You would essentially just say that New Averant soldiers coming in to check out the place, kind of like that, in case if you were ordered to inspect.
Okay.
But again, you would have to know essentially where you are, and you could put two and two together that you're in Eilfyd. If you want to make me like a history check to kind of figure out if you know which
Heck yeah.
kingdom that is, because you might, depending on where you're located, depending on the kingdom, you might want to be more careful about singing that.
I rolled a 6, so.
Six.
Oh my
The
God.
name
I'm
does
curious
not
about
grab
that
your
too.
attention, but the language for the town does seem more Elvish, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's part of the Elven kingdom. There are a lot of Elvish towns in the north, along with the southeast.
I
Outside
do
of
be
just the-
knowing Elvish. I could. Well, no, we won't go that crazy yet. I'll still speak in common.
Okay.
I am gonna be that one kid that's like, New Averant!
Okay.
While she's busting out the door.
Okay. So,
Oh my god.
Taking it seriously.
before we go back up, is there anything else you want to do at the front door?
I'm not gonna do anything with the door yet because that's a little suspicious to me.
Okay.
Is there anything else downstairs? Like any extra rooms, or can I check for like hidden compartments?
Sure, you can give me an investigation check.
Investigation. Don't fail. That is a 13.
13. I'll give you a choice depending for the result of this. Do you want to do a quick check, or do you want to spend like 10 minutes looking around?
I'll probably take 10 minutes.
10
since
minutes?
They're
Okay,
probably
so-
busy up there.
I'll give you an answer once we go. We're gonna go back to them, and then I'll give you an answer of what you find. So, back up the top, you bust in some doors. You're saying like New Averant soldiers, kind of like that. After going in through so many doors, you are not finding anybody. You actually can see that these doors are just regularly locked, but it looks like no one was occupying them, at least at the time.
Where
The
did the
beds
voice come
themselves are made. No shelves are full, which you can assume means that no one's staying in those rooms. But each room is a copy of each other. Like the evens and the odd sides are essentially just flipped versions of each other. Each one has about some of them are full, some of them are queen-size beds, each with a large dresser, 2 vanities, and then a small table with 2 chairs on it. Nothing too crazy, but they are quite like lavish rooms for being a tavern inn.
Ooh.
Fancy smancy place.
We tried all the rooms now.
Where are all
if
the-
you
where's the
Or
voice?
is it just that one?
If you want to check each individual room, give me an investigation check. You can either both give me an investigation check individually, or one of you can roll with advantage.
I'm looking for this voice. Can I
But
check under the
somebody who
bed?
doesn't have a -1 roll with advantage.
Okay, I don't have a -1, so I'll go for it.
Okay.
19.
19. individually going through each room as you take a couple minutes each time to try to push through each door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nothing. You don't find any people. You don't find any use. You do see that, like room 5 wasn't cleaned yet. The bed itself is still a little unkept. The drawers themselves weren't dusted off. It looks like whoever cleans the rooms after someone stays didn't get to this room yet. You finally get to room 8. This one is not budging. You're pushing, taking a couple times, keep pushing. It feels like there's resistance on the other side. Not specifically like the lock, but something specifically like as you push, something's pushing back.
Open the door
Somebody
now.
in there?
What's that?
I just said somebody in there, and she said, "Open the door now."
Okay. No one responds to anything that you're saying, and you don't even like listening in with passive perception. You don't hear any movement. You don't hear any whispering. Nothing.
Somebody was talking.
This tavern's pretty sketchy. I'm getting in this door. And I
Yeah.
throw my whole weight against it.
Okay. Go ahead and throw me a strength check.
Come on, strength. Oh, 5.
So you just like decide to like get some running speed and kind of like just throw your body at it as you immediately just kind of like you think that you crack the door, but then you notice that like it might have been your bone that you heard pop.
Ooh.
You all right?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
All right. I'm gonna give it a try.
Okay, go ahead and give me a strength check.
How about a natural 20?
There you go.
Ooh.
So you get a running speed and you immediately throw yourself at it. As you bust into it, it's reinforced so much that you actually have to almost break the frame as you do. As you notice that what was actually holding at it was someone actually put some kind of like heavy plank and wedged the door. As when you throw yourself, you're able to break the wood and you go inside and you see this room is a mess. You see that the windows are open, storm has come in, it's drenched, the sheets are destroyed. You see that there's like someone grabbed clothes real quick to try to leave, as you see like some of the drawers of the dresser still has like undergarments that are like hanging off over the actual lip of the actual drawer itself. You just see like parchment all over the place of just random scribbles all over it. Some of them unable to be read due to the fact that they're sitting in water. But again, it looks like someone had tried to barricade themselves in here. You don't see anybody anywhere. There's like no hiding spots in this area. But again, it's like a corner room, so there's 2 windows.
Are they open or broken?
They're open. They're not broken. They're just open.
Okay, I'm gonna run to close them.
Okay. You're able to close them. Do you want to lock them?
Yeah.
So you are able to lock the door, or lock the window. There is probably about like a ½ inch of water that's kind of like sunk into the floor at this point.
Oof. I'm gonna pick up some of the pieces of paper that aren't completely waterlogged to see if somebody else can make sense of them.
Okay.
Not my specialty.
Okay. We're going to pause on that. We're going to head back over downstairs. Before we go to the door, Monreal, what are you doing?
Yes. I'm gonna wander back over to the door. I got bored. Once I got bored pretty quick casting the pranks on him, so I'm gonna join. Gaju.
Okay. So you make your way over there. As you notice that he is walking around, looking around the place. At this point, you would have actually noticed, Gaju, that like behind the bar, there's like an underground basement. You actually find like a little rope as you pull up the floorboard, and there's actually like a drop down, like wooden steps, almost like a reverse attic situation, leading you down to what looks like what is commonly for taverns, as this is where they would keep their backup ales and anything to keep cold. No lights on there. Even you're unable to see without going on there what is down there, but you do get kind of like a very damp, like mildewy kind of smell from it. It's not so much that it kind of disgusts you, but it immediately just kind of throws itself at you as soon as you open up the door.
Okay.
Smells like home.
I guess it would depend on if Monreal's standing next to me or not. Are you?
Yeah, I just kind of pull
Okay.
up next to you and like peek in, and
Okay.
I'm like, oh, it smells like home.
I'm gonna kind of look at you and then like make sure that the hatch or whatever is fully open, and then I'm just gonna drop down.
Okay. All right. So you kind of got to like pull your head down a little bit because it's not a huge wide spot to go down, but as you kind of like get your head underneath the floorboards, you do find yourself into a pretty deep basement. Compared to most basements that would be underneath taverns, there's supposed to be, for like a regular human-sized person, they would have to kind of crouch down to kind of be in there. This amount of space for standing is about 20 feet high. It is not like furnished or anything like that. It's, cement, stone, sand. You see bags of wheat. You see barrels that look like some of them have been busted, some of them not. Some of them look like they're empty. But you do see like a tunnel. Like, you see a door that is right by the barrels, and it looks like this would have been like a hidden door. Looks like no one actually reclosed it, and you just see it open with a long, who knows how long tunnel that is actually dug in there, reinforced, so you actually see framework so it doesn't collapse on the person. Okay. But again, your distance of sight only goes so far, so you can't see what actually is in the tunnel.
Okay. In that case, upon seeing that tunnel, I'm going to shout up. We've got a tunnel down here, and I'm gonna hope that my voice kind of carries so that the others upstairs can maybe hear me.
Okay. So back upstairs, you grab whatever pieces of parchment that you find legible. What do the group of you that are upstairs do at this point?
What does the rest of the clothing look like in there, so I would be able to recognize if I saw a person with similar clothing that they were in this tavern?
Investigating, it's hard to find a specific, like, as you go through it, it takes you a little bit of time, but you eventually find out that it looks like a bunch of clothing that's meant for someone of more of a feminine style. You start to find tights, some heeled boots that are kind of worn down right now because it was sitting some of the actual water. You do find like an underneath garment to actually hold up an actual skirt, and you find yourself what looks like a small brimmed hat. It looks like whoever had these clothes was either someone of stature of someone with money.
Okay.
While she's checking that out, I'm going, now that I've closed the windows, I'm going to go to the two windows, see if I can get any kind of a view, see anything through the storm, to get an idea of where the inn might be.
Okay.
Can I see those papers?
Okay. You want to look at the papers?
You want to see the papers? I had him over to...
I'll take a look at the papers.
Yeah.
But you can do the thingy.
At this time, as you guys are handing off parchment to each other, and
That's a natural one. I see rain.
Oh.
Oh no, not with the
yeah,
negative.
no.
Not even rain, it's just
The
fogged up.
the rain is coming down so hard, and since it's hitting against the actual building, you don't even really recognize if you're even fully in a town. Like, you see a couple buildings, but it's like it's too aggressively coming down, and
Okay.
maybe it's just working against you. That just it's not going well from this angle. But at this point, as as you guys have progressed in this spot, you do hear some pitch of noise that reaches upstairs, but due to distance, you can't hear what it says. But you hear someone yelling from downstairs.
I heard someone yelling. I'm running down.
Yeah,
Same.
I'd follow
Alright.
with the papers.
So
With weapons out.
you make your way down into the bar. Don't see anything immediately. As you start walking around, you do notice that there is an exposed hatch in the bar. At this point, I'm assuming Gaju and Monreal are probably either chatting, or you at least hear someone moving around down there, as you do hear at least something going on in a room beneath the
Gaju?
actual bar.
Monreal, that you down there? You all right?
Yeah. We're down here.
Yeah, there's a pretty cool tunnel. Do you guys want to check it out, or like what are you guys up to? What'd you find upstairs?
A mess? Some
There
paper?
definitely
Oh.
was someone there.
Actually, I
Oh.
want to look at the papers and see if we can decipher them or what language or.
Okay. So first of all, immediately the first eyes, the papers are Elvish. At least the writing on it is Elvish, I should say. Excuse me. You can give me a investigation check to go through the papers and try to see if you can go through it and at least understand what is actually being written on the paperwork.
You said investigation?
Correct.
Okay. 14.
14.
Yeah.
Quickly going through it, a lot of it is kind of hard to read, as far as some of the piece of papers were in water, but you're kind of getting the gist of whoever was in this room at this time who wrote this was essentially investigating somebody. It's kind of like almost like a reporter and like their diary of following somebody, as you're getting kind of a log of third day on the full moon's eve. It seems that he has once again gone into the woods, I presume to the back of the mansion. I will investigate.
Oh.
Third day of the full moon's eve. Went to the back of the mansion, was immediately interrupted by some of those soldiers. They deny any existence of this man there. Fourth day of the moon's eve, I decided to recheck, decided to put on a disguise, tried to look like one of the ladies who keeps entering in and out. It got me past a couple guards, but unfortunately, my disguise was for naught. Eventually, I got turned around. Then eventually, you lose some dialogue in there. It's about the 7th day. Finally, I followed on his patterns. But unfortunately, I'm noticing that with the amount of time that I'm spending watching him, I feel like somebody's watching me. And that's all you can find off of it.
Ooh.
Thrilling.
Weren't we supposed to be briefed by somebody? I expect that'll happen.
When
at
we
the
when
end.
we showed up?
You were
Well,
told
they
that you
said
were supposed to go specifically to the inn,
Oh.
but this is the tavern,
I know.
and there's an inn upstairs, but like an actual inn.
Oh.
It's still a
So
little
this ain't the
concerning.
Eilfyd Inn. This is something else. The
This
This is
is-
the
did
Eilfyd
happen
Oh,
or-
This is the Eilfyd
Tavern.
Ore.
Or
This is the Eilfyd
Eilfyd-
Ore, and they specifically requested you to meet them at the inn.
Eilfyd's ore. Are we in a mining town? Interesting.
Or is it like a rowboat oar?
Yeah, how is it spelled?
We have to know.
ORE.
Okay. I
Dang
mean,
it, I was wrong.
Dira's
Me
mind
too.
is
Scratch that
Dira's
out.
mind is going to go there instantly anyway because she is from a mining village. But
Okay.
so that's a conversation. All right, so you said
Sweet.
there's a
Did
tunnel.
anyone get a good look on the outside?
Can't see nothing but rain.
Do we just make a run
That's
for
good.
it? To try to find the tavern? Or inn? The inn?
Well, I guess-
Maybe
The
this
tavern
tunnel
doors
leads
are
to the
melted
inn.
together.
What tunnel is this? What's this tunnel you keep talking about?
That's a really great question, and that's all I know about it. We're not on a first name basis yet. It's just the tunnel, so
The tunnel.
maybe we should check it out. What do you think?
I think it's worth investigating.
Well, oh, maybe. Well, I suppose we're not going to find the inn while the storm's going.
Just
so might as
curious,
well.
is everybody down in the basement, or still some people up in the bar?
I thought we were. Yeah, I guess. Is that?
I
no,
thought we
went
were
down
just
in the
talking.
You guys like peering
into
down at us.
into the hole.
Yeah.
All just like
We were kind of looking
congregating.
and talking.
Okay.
I'm looking
'Cause
up.
we heard them shout, so we came running.
So
Yeah.
at this point, for whoever would still technically be up in the bar area, give me a perception check.
Oh,
Yeah, I hadn't gone down yet. So. Huh, my perception is so good.
DC 15.
Ooh.
Nope.
What is? Oh, I had to look for it. I got exactly 15.
All right, there you go. So for our 15, you are able to. You both hear a scream, but specifically for our success, you're able to actually hear the scream somewhere outside and due east a little bit. As you hear, sounds like someone's being chased. And then afterwards, as you hear a scream, and you can definitely tell it's a female screaming, as it sounds like she's running through the rain. As you just afterwards, for a split second, you swear that you hear 3 large footsteps and a roar.
Hmm.
Well, I hear a scream. I'm not even thinking about it. I am heading for the scream.
Okay.
Yeah, I would be also heading
Uh,
You're
towards
gonna
the
have
door.
to break open the door.
Okay.
Well, do that. Do you need
Before
to,
we-
you need to roll for that?
To break the door?
Yeah, or to get out the door.
It depends. If you guys are all working together to get out the door, you don't even need to make a check. You can just all work together to open it up. That's fine.
Okay, well, I mean, that didn't. I mean, my initial impulse is just head to where the scream is.
Sure.
So if
Okay.
I just needed to wait for people to help with the door, if other people are going to help with the door, I don't know yet.
I want to run to the door with you, but then I want to stop and try to stop you a moment and be like what do we know what we're charging into?
Don't matter. Somebody's screaming.
But we have to stop and think about this. Like,
You stop
we
and
don't
think
know what
about
it
I
could
hear
be.
Somebody screaming.
I've come upstairs, and I run up and I go, "You guys, that one wasn't me." And I just
What do you
I-
mean
I
that
hit-
one wasn't
Well,
you?
did we even hear that?
I mean, for anybody who was upstairs, you would have heard that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
we were
You were
downstairs,
downstairs,
so I
you
don't
didn't
even know if we would have heard it. We would have just seen everyone book it off.
Yep.
I mean, you heard us. You might have heard us talking about it, though.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I am rather determined to go to find the owner of the scream. So if you really want to, you need to like grab.
I'm not
me or
gonna
something.
physically stop her, but I'm going to be like, we should talk about this. Hold on.
I'm gonna close that trapdoor thing that leads to the basement once everybody's up.
I mean,
Okay, I was gonna say, I think we're still separated.
Leave them in the dark.
Bye bye. Nice meeting you.
All right, so you close back
God.
the hatch. Everybody's upstairs.
I guess.
Okay.
And I push something heavy on top of it before we go storming out.
Okay. I'll give you a choice of 3 things to pick from, because this might be relevant later. You can either move some of the actual broken material on top of it, like some of the actual pieces of stool and tables on top of it. You can move pieces of glass over it from some of the actual bottles, or you can grab like some towels and rags and just throw them over the top to hide it.
Broken pieces of furniture.
All right, so you start grabbing some scattered pieces of wood, legs of stools, backs of chairs, and you kind of just put it over there as if this is where part of the scuffle was. All right. So you all make it to the door. If you all work together, I don't need you to make a check. You eventually are able just to unbind the actual door. As you open up these double doors, as immediately like this wind kind of comes at you, as you now feel the force of the storm, since it's going against the actual wall of the actual building itself. I need everyone, as far as movement outside of the building, to give me a Constitution check to see how you can actually manage through the storm. Ooh, we got a
rolls
5.
tonight.
Another.
Wow.
Oh my god.
20, baby.
20.
I break out the
Yeah.
real dice here shortly.
15.
Yeah, I'm thinking that
15.
too. Break out the real dice is right.
So the DC
That
is
is an
12. So
8.
okay, so we got looks like we got a couple that are good, a few that are not. So for those of you who unfortunately had like the single digits, you were having a tough time even like keeping your eyes open. It's almost like you're going through like a hailstorm where like you're afraid of it kind of almost hitting your skin. You're kind of putting your hands in front of your
I
face.
got my shield up.
Yep.
My wings turn into an umbrella, like. Whoop.
I'm gonna blow you back.
It is kind of painful as it kind of comes down. It's not as thick as hail, but like this storm to anybody here who's a spellcaster, it seems odd. Yeah, there's storms that are this vicious, but if it's not hail, this almost looks like someone's conjuring it.
Mm.
So it's definitely magical.
The way it's specific, you almost like look at it and it almost looks like the storm is constantly almost. So to the 2 people who got it, who got a success on this, you can actually see where you're at. You were technically in this building.
Mm.
So you got out through this side. This is the front door that you just left from. For the 2 people who succeeded in the checks, give me an investigation check to see if you can find out both the person who's screaming and where the location you're supposed to go is.
14.
I got a 15 for the 3rd time in a row.
Okay. You do see around what looks like a center courtyard, flooded up, and a flooded foundation, many bodies. From this distance, look unconscious at their bare minimum. You do see on the ground large footsteps of some kind of hooved creature breaking into the actual stone ground. Over here, you do see the Eilfyd ore, which is this building.
Do we
Or what we
see?
came out of? You mean the inn?
So you came out of here. Oh, I mean, yeah. I'm sorry. This is the inn. You came from the ore. Thank you.
Okay.
So yeah, this is the location that the note told you to go to.
Okay.
Do we see anyone that possibly made that scream, or do we just see bodies?
You just see bodies. With the severe weather conditions, you can go investigate. As far as movement in here, to get from like here to here with the weather conditions, it would take you about a minute to fight the weather and the tolerance. So if you want to choose to go there and try to investigate, you can. But you can see that wherever the movement was, for the people who heard it, it was here, and the footprints go in this direction. and then you can't see from that distance due to its blind spot.
Who is all around me, like closest to me?
I would assume you're
All
all
of
pretty
us, I
close
think.
together since you've never technically left fully the building yet. You're within like 10 feet of the front door.
I'd like to grab, if I can, grab at least like the closest two people to me who failed their checks that seem to be struggling, and I'd want to help them, guide them. I'd want to head towards the inn.
Okay.
Because that's the only solid lead we have.
Okay.
I'm blindly following because I can't see shit.
Yeah.
Same.
All right.
I prestidigitate an umbrella and hold it up as high as I can, but it's still only like 4 feet high. So I'm like, does anybody want some help? I don't like this.
Yeah,
Can I
And start heading
druid
towards
craft
the
one?
inn.
yeah. With the idea that this is.
I mean,
this is
if it
not
doesn't
a
take too
natural-
long, yeah, you could craft an umbrella.
Is it just rain or is it like wind too? Like, are we?
Oh,
gonna-
there's wind. I mean,
It's
like
crazy wind and it's like sleet.
occasionally the threat is that this storm, I mean, has lightning. That's what these markers are for. That constantly strikes down at different spots, almost as if they're targeting this town.
Okay, with the idea that this does not seem natural, I am going to use Divine Sense and see if there is a celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total
Ooh.
cover.
Got it. All right, so 60 feet.
Yep,
Nothing.
nothing. Okay,
See, I don't think I have a spell.
yeah, it's probably too far, but I just, yeah. I never said I was bright.
So you all assist each other to head over to the inn.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
you notice at the
I'm
inn
still
it's
kind of looking around, seeing if I can figure out where this scream came from. But if we're not going to get it, I don't have a place to have a goal, so we might as well have. I'm
Okay.
going to go with the group to the end.
So you notice the way that this inn is the first floor is a stable. You see some horses there that are trying to stay dry from the rain as they're kind of like trying to duck themselves in as close as they can while using the roof as their shelter. And you find these stairways to go up. As you do see
They-
a single door at the top of the steps.
Did the horses seem like frightened at all, or harmed in
They-
any way?
They're not harmed, but they do seem agitated. It's hard to tell if it's specifically a storm or if they saw
Right.
something.
Okay.
If you want to investigate the horses, you absolutely can. You can give me an animal handling skill if you want to try to maybe discern what their actual anxiety is from.
Let's see, because I do love me some horsies. All right, I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna go further inside while you do this and get out of the storm.
Hold on, I gotta reroll that and it fell. My character does not do well with horses. It's a 3, so
Again,
I will assist.
it
gets kicked.
you're gonna assist.
Mhm.
Okay, so you
Do
can
I
roll
need to
again.
roll for that then?
If you just want to do it yourself, just animal handling check.
Let me see what my animal handling is. Good, decent. That is an 8.
They're
So
horses.
yeah, it's
We are
hard to
both shit
tell.
at horses.
Just a question for the 8: are you proficient in animal handling? Just curious.
I don't believe so.
Okay. Yeah, so
No.
it's unable to tell of their anxiety. I mean, they do not want to be under the rain. Luckily, due to the way this is this whole first floor is kind of meant to be the stable, but it looks like they don't even really want to even get close to the edge of it. As they do have some free roaming to move around, they're not like stuck in like a tight stable. They do have some room to move around, but they're trying to stay as far inwards as possible.
So for those of us who did not make the roll earlier and observe the footprints, were we able to see them on our way over to the inn?
You were able to see them because you would have had to
Okay.
kind of dodge them as they were indentations in the ground.
What in blazes is that?
For example, of their size, Monorail could have stood in one.
Oh,
Oh.
Fun.
I don't
No.
like this mission. I want the new
I-
one.
Well, I think we better get that briefing.
Yes.
Still looking around trying to
Let's
figure
go
out where the
inside.
scream came from, but if there's no other sign, then there's nothing for it. But to
Yeah,
go
at this
inside.
point, you don't hear the screaming, you don't hear running. At this point, the rain and the storm is the only thing you can hear. Even if you guys want to talk to each other, you got to be really close to even hear what each other is saying.
Could we those of us who did not make the check before, could we see that there were the folks piled up on the fountain there?
Yeah, I mean, during the time, that would have been more like an immediate notice, as you guys would have walked across the street.
Okay.
If you just like glanced over, you would have seen a few bodies. Your vision would have essentially stopped about here, so you only would have seen the bodies kind of in front. You wouldn't have seen it all over.
I'm going to make an attempt to make it over to one of them and see if check if it's alive or.
Okay. So
what do you need?
First off, to make it there without any issues, give me another Constitution. This time,
right.
Constitution check. Yeah, Constitution check.
We're going to use a real die this time.
Okay.
I'm going to run the restroom really quick.
And we're going to still roll a 5.
Okay. You're having a tough time.
I hand you my umbrella too.
Sorry? Yeah.
Using your shield, you're trying to stop all this from getting at you, but it's almost like you swear, whether it's just a paranoia or anything. It's like when you think, it's like, God, it's like almost like no matter where I go, the rain is going towards me.
Mm-hmm.
But you're able to, after about a minute of time, you're able to make it to one of the bodies. You look at a few of the bodies in the general vicinity. They all are humanoid in nature. Some of them elves, some of them are human. It looks like those are just the main ones you see right now. You can give me a medicine check if you would like to see of their current condition.
That's a little better. That's an 18.
You do notice that as far as the ones you find, they are dead, but not by conventional standards. You're unable to figure out what actually killed them. There's no bleeding. There's no exposed marks. There's no... As far as main medical reasons, you can't find a reason why they're dead, but they are dead.
Okay. Well, there's nothing we can do for them right now, so I get back with the group and go inside.
Okay. So as you group up together, you go up the steps and you do find a closed door. You do see lights on inside, and you can't hear what's going on, but you do hear some people chattering inside. What would you all
Somebody
like?
gonna knock?
I was just gonna walk in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I want out of the rain.
We were told to go there. We go there.
as soon as you open up the door, you see 3 men immediately draw swords as one person was right by the door, kind of guarding, as you immediately walk in with a blade, like right in front of your neck.
Oh, you're under orders.
As he immediately pulls it back. Oh, God. We didn't think you all were going to make it. As he just resheathes his blade, as you see other soldiers of your rank here. They got their helms off.
Little faith.
They look worse for wear. Looks like they've been in a battle.
What blazes happening here?
Well, we've been, as they're kind of like, looks like they're lost of rest for a long time. Let's just say it's been a day. We do not know what's going on in this town, but we've been trying to do our best to make our way over to the mansion, and it seems like there's been something that's been stopping us, but we haven't seen what it is. Every time we get there, it's almost like the storm slows us down. But, well, and then he's like...
Well, we barely got over here from the tavern, so I'm not surprised.
You know, he pulls out a scroll, and maybe you have better luck. It's probably why they sent you, and he throws it off to whoever who catches it.
I catch it.
Okay. You look inside the scroll and you see essentially a specific set of instructions that this team was given. And it looks like before you were sent on the mission, they essentially claimed that they failed. So they had to send in another team to actually do what they could not. It looks like their team was originally 12 strong. And now there's only 3 left. The specific instructions are to head over to the Eilfyd mansion, recover the specimen, destroy the evidence. and it's specifically signed by Renard Tafton. He specifically gives descriptions without overly stating it of what the specimen is. The specimen is a humanoid creature, 10 feet of height. Mixed of different genetic samples. He doesn't say what kind. He classifies it as a failed experiment and it has gone loose. Town is quarantined. No one can know about this. Be warned. If you get too close, let me phrase that. If you find out one of your teammates gets too close, leave them.
Well, this seems all above board, guys. I love this. What
Be right back.
I hate it a
What do you-
lot, but
what-
orders.
What do you think? Should we go destroy some evidence and clean up whatever the heck this thing is?
We'll do what we
Maybe
must.
better stop it before we do anything else.
When it says recover specimen, does it state that they're alive?
If you speak out loud, one of the soldiers actually interrupts. He's like, "Good luck trying to get it alive." They didn't specify. If you can
They didn't
kill it,
specify.
best of luck to you. We've lost, 3 of our men were just killed by it. The other 6, I can't explain it. I mean, once they were there and then they were something else. Now
Something else?
I don't know how to say it. It's almost like they turn into like the creatures. It treats them like it's its children. They turn into basically its servant.
Oh,
That's not
How-
good.
What do
Close
they-
did they get?
I mean, it was pretty close. The creature's pretty big, and I mean, 2 of them unfortunately got pretty cocky, and they decided to run in with blades, and all it had to do was just get a couple seconds of time, and they just dropped.
It didn't touch them?
No.
Which
Did
of
it-
you were at? Sorry, go ahead.
Did it look at them?
We don't really understand how it works. I mean, and then another guy interrupts. He's like, "Look, I got my theories," as the other ones just kind of like roll their eyes as if maybe he's been, spouting out like nonsense this whole time. Like, no, look, listen here. I got my theories. I mean, I what if, as they just kind of like, oh, what if the creature itself isn't actually, doing this? What if there's another creature? Like, this creature just seems like a giant beast, and then,
You think there's something behind it?
I mean, the creature itself doesn't look all that odd. It just looks like a larger minotaur. It doesn't look like some crazy experiment. It just looks like an overly huge minotaur. But they don't do stuff like that. I think there's something else that's doing this, and I mean, you've seen it outside. This storm is quite unnatural. My top dollar is gonna be a witch. As they all just kind of roll their eyes. What witch could do that?
You'd
Who
be
knows?
surprised.
Which of you were in the tavern that we arrived in that left the note for us?
That was unfortunately, that was one of our men that was unfortunately taken down. He left the note, and he was supposed to run back there and leave you a note, but we think that whatever the creature is was attacking him, so he barricaded himself in. I'm assuming since you didn't, you didn't know who it was. He's not there. As they kind of look at each other and they're just kind of like just tired of hearing people dying.
You think he might have gone down your tunnel?
What tunnel?
There's a tunnel under the bar.
They just like look at each other and they just kind of like shrug. We didn't know anything about any tunnel. Do you know where it goes?
We didn't.
No, but
we
I
didn't
can
check
find
it out.
I mean, as they look at each other, it's well. I mean, you guys do what you want. As they start like getting up and they're starting to like resheathe their swords in front of their helms. Sounds like any good plan, you know. And they start walking out like ready to just freaking leave without you guys. Good luck. As they just start heading back over.
Where are you going?
We don't want to be here for this crap.
Where are you going?
We don't get paid enough for this. As they
Where are
open
you
up the
gonna
door,
go?
and wherever the tunnel leads us. I'm assuming it gets us the F out of this town. So, best of luck to you.
Is this
Hopefully
mine
you're all
in town?
capable. And,
Do you see why your team failed now?
They're all the same rank as us.
they look like they're the same rank as you. I mean, they essentially have the exact same, like, emblem as you do, which is essentially like a half star that is for regular field operatives. They just look like, you know, this isn't what they signed up for, and they're just
Are they still in range?
Yeah, I mean,
of
they're in
us?
range. Yeah.
As they pass by, I'm gonna kind of grab them at the sleeve
Mm-hmm.
and rip their sleeves.
Nice.
Oh.
Traitors.
You're
Quick
gonna rip their
side
slaves?
question. When we were talking to Gachu and Monreal Lancers, did I get a look at what the tunnel looked like?
If you decide to go downstairs, if you
No,
didn't go
I
downstairs,
didn't.
you wouldn't
No,
have seen it.
Okay. What did it look like?
Uh,
The door was open?
I don't have time. Never mind. I don't have time to ask him right now. He's
Okay.
busy manhandling. I'll let him manhandle.
I'm marking traitors.
okay. So as you like
I'm
rip
gonna-
rip their clothing, they're just like
Just
fine,
the
we don't need it.
sleeves.
Okay.
Just because if they go back, that's gonna signal that they deserted.
Okay. Gotcha.
And the very last one, when they do that, I'm just gonna. Do they have anything on their back, like a sheath or anything?
No, their specific swords and sheaths are on the left side.
Then I
Yeah,
cast.
they got nothing on their back.
I tap the very last one on the helmet and use my light cantrip and make them a glow stick.
Okay.
And I pop up and I go, well, good luck, you guys. The tunnel looked well made. So, also, you're gonna need this. And I give them the umbrella.
Okay.
And then as they turn around, I prestidigitate a kick me sign on the back of the last guy. And I go,
You're so great.
bye.
If you're not gonna help us, at least you can light the way and have whatever's chasing the villagers out here chase you instead of us.
Okay.
Useful.
I just look after him and shake my head and turn around to Monreal. He say, "You said it looked well made. What did it look like?" I didn't get a look at it.
It looked fortified. Like it was not a how you say natural made tunnel. This was
Timber shoring it up, and
yeah, it was there on purpose. You know, it looked like it was well traveled.
so does this
So-
description sound to me like a mine shaft? As someone who grew up next to them.
As far as a description, it sounds similar to a mine shaft.
Okay.
Oh, hey, sorry, hey, I'm going to I'm gonna double tap my cane on the ground and cast minor illusion
Oh, there you go.
of what of what I saw of the beams on either side and it all being shored up, and I go, I forgot I can do that. There's a lot going on. So yeah, it looked a little bit like this.
Okay, so to your eyes, it looks very similar to a very poorly made mine shaft. It looks like someone decided to make it after this building was made instead of before. You would have seen something like this for specifically smugglers.
Okay.
As if, like, you know, in taverns cases, this is very common for people to smuggle in and out illegal goods and use the tavern as a front.
So they might be able to get out that way after all. I wonder where it goes.
To find out.
Should we head to the mansion while the glow stick is still glowing as a beacon?
Do we know where the mansion is?
So because part of the sheet essentially tells you essentially where the mansion is, you do know that that the mansion would be essentially, you'd have to go back out the way you came out of the building, and you would essentially have to go towards the actual hoof prints of where they were going, which this would be the mansion.
Well, we're supposed to go to the mansion. I'd say that's what we should do.
We're not going to just walk there, right? We're going to sneak. Yes.
I almost wonder if the tunnel leads to the mansion or has a network underneath the city.
What do you think? Do you want to go out into the storm and head back into the ore and see if the tunnel goes there, or do we want to trek through that nasty storm? It didn't feel right to me. Something's off.
Do you think if we follow a glow stick, it's going to make us a target?
Probably.
Ooh.
Far enough behind.
If you're thinking there's a network, you think it might be downstairs here as well?
Look. I'm
That's
gonna
a good
start
point.
looking around.
Yeah.
So
See if there's any kind of similar.
while y'all are talking, because I'd say a couple of minutes would have passed since they would have tried to leave you, even after you guys have marked them for traitors and kicked me signs and whatnot. At this point, as you guys are discussing, you start hearing them draw their swords out in the middle of the street. As they're like, oh shit. And then you hear a wailing pitch of a female voice kind of doing a wailing singing. As it
Is there an open window nearby?
Yes, there is. And it's right over the steps. It'd be this guy. This little blue window right here.
Can I run up to it and like
Running to that.
peep over the windowsill, like very stealthily?
Okay.
I don't want to be seen.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
Oh no. Okay.
Just
Should've
crawling along the floor.
Oh wait, I'm proficient in that. I forgot. Gosh darn it! No, I dropped it. Hold on, I'll just get another one. That's not a sign. I don't know what is. All right.
Trey is your friend.
Yeah. What's the math on this? Oh my gosh. 13.
13. You're not making any kind of like movement that would essentially attract someone to think you're by the window, but you know, you're being quiet enough. As you peer out and you're trying to look, you see them draw their swords. As you don't see anything of what they're fighting, but you hear this wailing, screaming, as if like the wind itself is actually singing. As you start to see the rain actually start spinning in a circle around them.
Oh.
And as it gets tighter, they draw their swords. You can even see them shaking as if they're like almost freaking out. As you just all of a sudden, it gets closer and closer to them as you just see these ghostly hands come from the actual tornado around them and just grab their throats and just break their necks. As they just drop to the ground, and you just see the wind itself grab their legs and start pulling them into the center courtyard and drops them off there.
Hey guys, let's see if we can find a mine shaft in here, because I think that's going to be the best option. Just saying.
What'd you see?
What was that?
Oh, by the way, I should play the song because you guys are in a safe zone.
Oh, yay.
Oh.
Going to leave.
I thought it'd be a prank, and it's like, just kidding. There are no safe zones in this session.
So, with the door closed, this is a safe room. I will not have any creatures come in and get you in this room. So, if you guys want to do anything in here that you would feel uncomfortable doing in other situations, you can do in here, as long as you stay on this floor in this inn.
What'd you see? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
To specifically explain the area that you're in right now, you're essentially in like the main like lobby of the inn, but this is kind of like it's kind of like a reverse version of the inn where the lobby is on top floor. You check in and then you go downstairs, and it's kind of like you're on the third floor. The second floor is where the rooms are, and then the first floor is the entrance to the stables. So you got a couple tables, you got a countertop for where the attendant would normally sit, and you got a back room that would normally be for keys, coats, storage, etc.
I'm gonna go down to the lowest level and start searching there for any kind of tunnel and whatnot.
Up to the lowest level where the stables are.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm going to go with. I'm not going to let you go by yourself.
So
You're going outside? Wait, into the stable?
no, there is a
Down
floor
below.
that you can get to from the inside. That is the storage /
Oh.
stable keep room.
Okay, like a tack room kind of thing.
Yeah,
They're
but
all
before
equipment
going
and
anywhere,
storage.
did ask Dahlia what she saw.
The rain became hands and then broke their necks and then dragged them to the courtyard thing in the fountain in the center. So we don't have to be near the monster to be killed by the monster. The storm would like to kill us as well, I think.
But it's not
So
just done better all
Oh.
the time.
Fantastic.
So
Oh,
wait
those
a
are
minute. Wait, it broke their necks. It didn't kick them. Okay, I don't think this thing can read.
Did it break the glow stick too?
common.
Or I
That
don't
would be
care what it tells us.
devastating.
What worse, it don't care what we tell it to do.
Wow, we got
Does-
something with an attitude.
Yeah,
Does
well,
the light of the cantrip shine brighter when their neck snapped?
Yeah, I want to know what happened with this glow stick.
well, I mean, you
Is
put
it
on
just
the
like
object,
a sad
so-
glow stick? Like
Yeah, it's just like a
trailing
sad
them?
glow stick. It's kind of like a light that just like where the battery just finally ended, where it just kind of like gets bright, just kind of like pops out, kind of like that. Where all of a sudden,
Aw.
as they're getting strangled,
Okay.
it just kind of got way too bright and then just kind of like dimmed down as they died.
Oh.
So sad.
Yeah. If it can kill people and kill glow sticks, I don't. This is
the people part, glow sticks, shit. Ain't playing with
Not
that.
glow stick.
It's a magical glow stick. Yes. I'm going to help them find some place here that we can use to leave because I don't want to go back out there right now.
Okay,
No, I'm gonna look too.
so who's going down to
Investigation?
the stable room and who's going other places?
Oh yeah, we could maybe
Stable.
split up
Other places.
other places.
Okay, so
Where are you going, Monroe?
I think I'm gonna go down to the first floor in the stables.
Okay, so you're with your and I.
Okay, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna go down to the ground floor first. For everybody's gonna go down there. The way this is set up is that the stairwell itself are all closed doors. So to get to the stairwell, you have to open up a door, take your way down. It's like a facility stairwell where each floor has its own door to get into the floor. You eventually get down to the ground floor, open up, and you find yourself what you assume to be a stable area. Dirt all over the place. There's storage on all the walls for different kind of saddles, hay. You do see some ropes. It looks like there is some equipment that could be used there as weapons, as you see different kind of rods, and some of them looks like they're reinforced to be like pikes. Anything further than that, you have to make an investigation check. But this floor itself, other than looking in on the horses, as far as the couple windows, there are no windows everywhere, so it's a fully closed in. So it's very, very dark in here. So if you don't have dark vision, it's kind of hard to see, with the exception of the flash of lightning here or there that lights up the room.
I am going to pull my sword out and let it light us up.
Okay, cool. So you draw your sword as immediately it illuminates to the same light of a moon, and it glows around you.
I'll start investigating.
Okay, investigation check, please.
Ooh. That's not a good roll. That is a 6.
6. Without as you're looking in the area, because it's not too large, it is just a giant room. You do find a couple tables. They do look like they have scattered things all over them. Some of them just look simply useless. One of them has a box that's closed. Doesn't look like it's locked. Just looks like a simple like an iron box. And then you see some closed bags hanging on the like almost like hiking bags. And adventures bags kind of scattered on the walls. Other than that, that's mostly what you can notice as far as kind of hidden in plain sight kind of things.
Okay, I'm gonna go investigate that box.
Okay, so you check out the steel box. Again, it's not locked. It just has a little latch. You flip it up. You open it up. You find yourself. It almost kind of looks like a tackle box or fishing. You open it up. Has a couple little compartments in there. One of them has a note. The other one itself looks like it has a specific, almost like a medicinal box. When I say so, it's a clear box. It has 2 vials of a unknown liquid and a needle inside of it.
Oh, this is pretty neat. Look at the sweet loot, you guys. And I hold it up.
In this place, heaven knows what that could be.
What was that?
I know, isn't
Can
it exciting?
cleric or paladin check that? 'Cause
If you want to check anything like that, that would be like a medicine check. If you want to check it for its
I'm
actual
going to do
properties.
medicine check, see if I can figure out what it is.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave it to her.
And I'm going to roll an 8, so I'm not going to get very far.
Okay. Well, it depends. Do you want to actually check it by looking at it, or you can actually open it up and actually like touch it and actually do like a thorough investigation on it?
Thorough investigation on
Okay,
it.
so I'll get you a little bit more because you are doing a full investigation. You open it up. You're unable to figure out what's actually in the vials. They naturally change color. When they were completely still, they had almost like a silverish tone to them. But as you guys started moving them and shaking them, they kind of just spun with like almost like a crimson cylinder kept mixing in, like a mixture that just can't blend together. You're able to check the needle, and it clearly looks like these vials are meant specifically for this specific device. The needle itself is very large. As you open it up, you actually see that it can actually expand further. The specific material of it is actually made out of an actual very, very thick steel. Almost meant that it could actually even puncture thick skin or even push itself through armor. You would know this kind of needle to be for like a last ditch effort. Like almost like if nowadays you got super sick and you had to inject yourself in the heart. Like that's what this looks like.
There's no empty vials in it. It looks like
No, it's just the
more
case
like
actually
it's-
is meant to fit just like this is a custom case to fit those 2 vials and the actual.
and it doesn't look like it's been used.
No.
Probably.
If you actually look at the note, the note itself is mentioned from a Lord Tervat, mentioning whoever is to find this, I fear that all my efforts are for naught. I was hoping to take this for myself and my daughter, but I fear that she has been taken from me and I have not long left. Using it would be a waste on myself. Whoever finds this, just remember that after you've been affected, this is useless. And that's it.
Interesting. So it seems like we might, whatever this is, might be more of a before than after.
Sounds like it.
Can I do a check on it?
Yeah, if you want to give me a medicine check. Are you proficient in medicine?
I don't believe so, but let me check.
So you can give me a regular medicine check. The proficiency would just help you just kind of figure out some extra stuff.
Yeah, just a regular.
Okay.
That is going to be a 18.
Nice. Using the information that's already been gathered and applying a little bit more into it, you check the vials out. You check the shot. The specific vials, maybe you spin it a little bit more. You start noticing that whatever the crimson texture inside almost looks sort of sentient. Like it's almost kind of like an algae that kind of like lives within the actual liquid itself that's kind of spinning around. And it is like staying dormant until you move the actual vial. It almost looks like it reacts to, if like you occasionally move it towards the blade that's showing off the moonlight, it immediately reacts and tries to actually pull itself back away. Like you actually feel like a force try to pull the vial away from you, from the actual blade, as it almost doesn't like the light peering off of it. The shot itself is roughly the needle itself can actually extend up to 1 foot in length.
Jesus.
It has a specific handle on it that actually makes it where it actually does all the work for you. You just put it against you and it just looks like it's supposed to puncture you in a certain spot. Based off of it, it looks like it's supposed to actually go straight into the heart. Other than that, that's pretty much what you're able to discern without actually doing a live test.
Okay. Yeah, this is some serious shit.
Affected by what?
I'm gonna assume whatever is out there, but I don't know if I trust it.
Well, and what's affected? I mean, they said something about the thing taking people over.
Whatever this is,
like it's children or it's servants.
Your sword, is it holy?
It's just, well, I mean, it's just a sword. It's got light.
Whatever this is,
I'm not sure how to answer that question in character. I think it's just the light.
It doesn't react well to the light, so
How long
I don't know
are
if
you
I
like
trust
holding
this.
it in your hand while you're talking?
Me?
Yeah. Like, are you
probably, but very reluctantly and kind of like away from myself. Like
Okay.
I don't trust this at all.
It's moonlight.
As you're talking and you're kind of like, maybe it's a sword. Every time like the lightning flashes, it almost tries to pull you away from the window.
So that's light too. Any light.
And when I say pull you away, it's almost like what it does is it takes like a charging run speed and it pushes the vial where like if you don't hold on tightly, you'll lose grip of it as it tries to throw itself away from the wall.
I'm gonna slide the vial back into the case and kind of close it and be like, hold on to that, but I wouldn't use it right now.
Okay. As you close it, it relaxes, and then you just see the crimson disperse as it disappears within the silver liquid. As it almost seems whatever the case does actually calms it down.
Wow, that was way above my pay grade.
Above all our pay. I think this is above all our pay grade.
I don't know
So,
what I'm doing when we get back.
I need a raise!
Now!
Harvey, I'd like to talk to my supervisor.
And I guess I'm just gonna keep looking around, see if we can find anything like a tunnel or an entrance or
Okay.
something.
Who didn't go downstairs? Anyone?
I did not.
Okay. For the people,
downstairs here. Never mind.
for the people who didn't go downstairs, what do you want to do?
I would be looking around the kitchen area to see if I can also find another hatch there that would lead to like a basement.
I'm gonna look for, since she's looking at the hatches on the ground, I'm gonna move like any bookcases or shelving units and see if there's any hidden
And so,
tunnels.
so wait, which floor are you two on? Because you didn't go down to the ground floor.
Oh.
This was the main floor that we were.
Yeah,
So
I
the main
thought we were
floor-
on the main floor.
So the main floor is technically the third floor.
Oh.
The ground floor is is where everybody went, and that's the stable.
Oh, okay. I thought it
Because
was like the main floor.
so
and then
so you guys started off on the third floor. That's the lobby, and it's like a reverse hotel. The lobby is on the top floor, the inn is the second floor, and the stable's on the ground floor.
Where's the kitchen?
The kitchen would be on the top floor where you guys were.
I'll still look in the kitchen. Who
Alright.
knows?
No,
Maybe
just
there's a
use the buddy
staircase to a hole or something.
Right?
Okay. All right. So go ahead and give me an investigation check to
The servants there.
go through the kitchen. You don't need to give me too high of one because it is not that big. It is a small hotel kitchen.
Investigation check.
Correct.
Okay. Do me like this. I got a 4.
4.
Yeah, it was a 4.
The kitchen itself is pretty bare. It looks like it oddly enough, it looks like it has not been stocked in a while. Anything that's really left here as far as food has probably expired as far as like if it's been opened up. Any of the preserves that have been opened up and used look like they've already kind of molded over. And it looks like no stock has been ordered for a while.
So is it safe to say that this place is in further like disrepair than the last tavern we came from?
Similar to it. It looks like this place was ransacked. But also a mixture of like looking at it almost looks like they didn't order in a while, so maybe like they lost clientele.
Oh.
Other than that, you see simple cutting utensils, daggers. You don't really find any like hatches or anything like that. You do find a door that does lead you out to like a balcony. It looks like it's like a shipping. From what you can tell, it looks like the balcony itself has like a pulley system to pull up different kind of foods from like a storage room up here. But other than that, the balcony doesn't seem to have any other purpose.
There's a pulley system. Is it technically outside?
Yeah, it's
like
outside.
in the rain?
Yeah, it's in the rain.
Crap, I'm scared of the rain now.
By all intents and purposes, you're still part of the house. So if you go out in the balcony, you will not be harmed by anything.
You know,
Know that.
okay, how is this? Okay, I'll go on I'll peek my head out the door. We'll compromise there.
Okay.
Because I really want to go on this balcony, but I'm also like,
If you want to peek your head, give me a perception check.
okay. Dice jail. That is the second nat
Aw.
1.
Oh.
Second nat
Oh,
1 in a
no.
row.
Again, the
I mean,
storm
it's
not
still a
working-
nat. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But
Okay.
let me get another dice out.
The storm working against your favor, it's hard to tell. I mean, you do see the pulley system. It does seem intact. But again, the storm's working against you, and you're not really able to really get a full perception on it.
Can I assist in looking out?
Sure, if you want to peek out there too. If you want to kind of like, as she pulls in, you go out there and you look yourself. Do you want to peek out as well, or do you actually want to walk out there?
I actually want to walk out there.
Okay, so you can walk out there and you can give me an investigation check since you're actually standing in the area.
I'll be emotional
21.
support from the door. Go.
Go you!
Be safe.
21?
21. So the
Don't
way it's
die.
set up is it's like a crane system. On the balcony, there is like a pulley system that's both attached to the base of the balcony and to the roof itself. And it works like a crane where it hangs over the balcony and it has a small elevator that loads up grain, food, whatever storage that they need to bring up. Currently, it's all the way on the ground, and there's a pallet of what looks like tied up wheat that's been soaked by the rain. But it looks like it can hold quite a lot of weight. Even with the storm hitting it back and forth, it is quite sturdy and it hasn't taken any damage. Other than that, you do notice that there is a secondary route around here that leads you where it has a ladder. Whether it's for maintenance or anything else, it does take you to the roof. And you do see that there is like a pathway that walks flat on the rooftop that's actually been made.
Oh, I'm gonna go up there.
Okay. To fight the storm, I need you to make me a constitution check if you're going to walk through the storm.
Oh.
Are you sure?
I think so. We need to see what's going on.
But they got their necks broken.
Okay, 9. You do have a tough time, but you're able to, make it up the ladder. And you have, like, over the rooftop, you have a flat spot. It even has, like, a railing to hang on to. And at the end, you see a very, 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 what looks like expensive a large, huge magnifying device, and looks like it's aimed at the mansion. It looks like someone is peeking on the actual mansion from this area.
Ooh, we're getting
I look
Count
through
Olaf
it.
up in here.
I look through
Did
it?
you say something?
Can I look through it?
Yeah. You head your way over there. You look through the spot that's already being aimed at. It looks like, however this is designed, it actually kind of almost has a way of making it where the rain doesn't affect. So as you look at it, almost like looking at it, you almost get like a tunnel vision straight through the rain. And you're essentially peeking at, currently where it's aiming is on this rooftop entrance of the mansion. You look at it, it is currently a closed door. That looks like it's a balcony door. It's like 2 Victorian glass doors, very intricate. They're currently closed. It's hard to see inside of it, but it looks like whatever someone's doing is looking at specifically that door. As you pull yourself back, you do see that there is like a little box attached to the actual telescopic device that actually has like a notebook in it.
I'm gonna take it out and look at it.
Okay.
And block the rain from it so it doesn't get soaked.
As you're going through the actual notes, it seems like the exact same writing of the person who had all the paperwork in the 8th room. And it specifically talks in the same thing. 7th day of the moon's eve, 8th day of the moon's eve, and it actually looks like this is actually the original draft before that person started writing down notes outside of it. So you're starting to see some of the familiar stuff, but now you start filling in pieces that have been missing. One is the person who is writing is her name is Lady Verenta Taskin. She labels herself as a specific journalist, but the way it's written down, it looks very similar to almost like Too Smart, like almost like this is spy work. It's essentially labeled down everything that's going on within the mansion. Based on the way she's writing, it almost sounds like she's trying to get the Council of 9 involved to essentially close down whatever's happening here. So she's constantly recording, sending proof, recording, sending proof. And then based off the way it's written on there, it seems like the stuff that she was sending was all the paperwork that you found inside the actual room. It's recording the amount of times she tried to get in and she couldn't get in, the amount of times that she was observing. And then she essentially found out a pattern. 3 days before the end of the entry, before the last entry, she started noticing that townspeople were starting to disappear. It almost like she almost didn't notice it until she was looking through the device, and then she just started noticing, wait, where are all the lights? Almost as if just overnight, people just started not like going missing, but they decided not to leave their houses. It started going over. She was checking in on some people. She was able to talk to some people, and it almost, she puts it as lost will to live.
Oh, we got a Miranda situation.
Was there anything else in there?
There is a key. You find yourself a small, pocket-sized key, gold, with the number 51A.
I'm gonna head back down to Dahlia, and I found a key and another journal.
What is the key for?
I don't know. It just says 51A. And then the journal, they were watching the mansion, and something about the townspeople were disappearing, and they just kind of lost the will to live. So I'm wondering if it is some sort of, maybe not witch, but sorcerer, some kind of magic that is causing all this.
51A. That's not the room from the other inn. Could that be a room here?
Maybe. Can we go look?
Yeah.
Sure.
Anything to get away from this rain.
We'll pause on that group. We're going to go back down to the stable. For back to the original group, what would you all like to do?
I'm going to continue looking for any kind of like hidden like tunnels or rooms or whatever.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
That is a 14.
14. Taking some time, you start looking around. Due to the space and trying to specifically look for that, we're going to give you, like before, I'm going to have you take a few minutes to look at it. As far as two other people down there, is there anything you two want to do?
I
Yes.
actually was. Go ahead.
Okay,
Oh.
cool, because this is for you. I'm going to grab something nearby on a table, like a loose item. Is there like a fork? Is there any silverware or?
Yeah, I mean, you can find even something as aggressive as like a carving knife, as like someone was actually carving not carving a knife, but like an actual knife that actually cut like rope.
Oh, okay. I don't want anything that aggressive. I'm gonna pick up a spoon.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my magical tinkering, and I'm going to make it light up, and I'm going to pass it to Dira, and I'm going to say, here, in case you want to put that sword away, you can use this. It's pretty neat.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
Chuckle as I put my sword back in its scabbard.
I'm just imagining like this big, tall, like armored person, just like, sure, put the sword away and just holding like a glowing spoon the whole time.
Bending down to pick up the glowing spoon.
I'm actually gonna kind of tuck it into the front of my jacket, so.
Oh, so you don't have to hold it?
Overlap is there? Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of.
Okay, cool. So what
It's like
was that?
wedged in the Raven skull.
What was that? 5 feet of light, Ronreal?
5 feet of bright light and then 5 feet of dim light.
Okay, cool.
For another 5.
Oh, that's awesome. Cool.
Cool.
I forget you're a human.
Is that like an infusion or?
It's just a little gnome thing.
Okay.
So
5.
And then I'm gonna ask, and how long do you think we have here? Like, I know we're checking things out. Do we have like, I don't know, an hour? Is that too long?
There's no way to tell. Doesn't seem like we have much time at all, judging by what's going on out there.
You're right. I just wanna get Wilfred. I miss him.
What's a Wilfred?
Oh, of course, you haven't met Wilfred. Wilfred's my owl.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
Do you need an hour to summon him, or?
Yeah. It's a whole thing.
One of those things. Well, I don't know. Hard
Yeah,
to say.
Okay, no, you're right. It'll probably take too long. And then I have dark vision, but I'm gonna grab another spoon and light it up. And I'm gonna go, well, I think I'm gonna go this way. And I just kind of teeter off, holding my spoon up.
Okay. All right. So
do an
back to the
investigation.
investigation check. As that's going on, you're looking around the area, and you don't necessarily find like any secret hatches or anything like that, but you do find that there is a false wall behind one of the shelves.
Okay.
As you move the shelf out of the way, and you kind of have to like tap on it a couple times, so you kind of have to push it in, and you slide it over. As you find, it's not like a whole size room, but it's kind of like a closet hidden. The room itself is not lit, but you go in there and you do find yourself specifically 3 things that are in there. One, there is a bag. It looks like an adventurer's backpack of some kind. Another one, it looks like a specific rope, but it has a natural glow to it. Almost some kind of arcane light is radiating off of it by like 5 feet. You see a specific polearm. It looks like it has some specific like trigger to it, but without investigating it, you don't know what it does. And then you specifically find yourself what looks like a journal, hard-covered, black, that has a blank inscription on it. As in, like, it looks like it could actually have something as a title, but it hasn't been filled out yet.
Okay. I'm gonna, if there's nothing else in the room, I'm gonna pull those items out and step back, and then I'm going to close the false wall again.
Okay.
And then I guess go to the nearby table and just start investigating these items.
Okay, cool. So we'll have you do that for a little bit. We're gonna go back up to the group, doing balcony kitchen thing. So what are y'all doing right
randomly
now?
out there.
Just balcony kitchen things,
Yeah.
you know.
Now I have a purpose. I'm looking for this 5-1A room.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
right, yeah. So as you guys are walking around, where you are right now, there are no rooms on your floor, but if you go on the second floor, you can at least investigate those rooms.
Yeah, I was thinking we could go to the room floors
So
and start looking for 5s.
compared to the other one where it was one hallway, this is kind of like a center corridor that the steps lead you to, and it kind of spiderwebs to different rooms on angles. Rooms 1 specifically to 6. These rooms look much larger, and they look way more extravagant than the other ones. Even the doors themselves are like steel. They have like this pretty like almost like silver calligraphy that kind of like edges around the doors.
Oh, this is nice.
Mm.
Each specific room has a candlelight that's still lit by it as well.
Oh. I will head towards the room that I would presume to be 5 if
Okay.
we see it's 1 through 6.
Okay. So you check the door. The door is not locked.
I'm gonna have that guiding bolt ready, but let's go.
Okay. So you open up and you immediately get to the ready thing, and something is going to be ready there. And it is a dark, now kind of somewhat lit, now that you open up the door, room. Compared to the other rooms, when you open up the door, you were kind of like on the side of the room. This is like against a long way. So it's a long room at the end. You got the large bed, king size, 2 end tables on each side. In the middle of the room, you got a large oval table, almost kind of like a smaller like business style table. Chairs set up all around it. Very, very intricate, like red oak kind of style. Couple dressers, and you find what looks like the room's like custom like safe, like as if they need to keep their possessions locked up. Here is that room's safe for that.
Gonna try the key.
Okay. You try the key. It does unlock it. As you put in the key, you twist, and it immediately just kind of pops up an inch, as it just kind of, the key was kind of holding it shut as well as locking it.
What's inside?
You're gonna open it.
Oh yeah.
Okay. As you open it up, I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Damn it. This is
Oh
the
my
safe
God.
house.
The safe music is playing.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done. Real dice are coming out.
Okay. So
I
as you
got
open it up,
5 again.
as you open it up, immediately something springs out, as you immediately just get pulled back, as it looks like there was supposed to be a trap to this, but it was poorly set up, as like it
Go ahead.
immediately was supposed to spring out and grab you, but like the springs were not set up right, so it kind of like shot up and then just kind of like fell apart as you're like
Okay.
kind of on
Okay.
guard, and it just kind of, whoever set this up was terrible at it.
Good. Good.
But as you move the pieces out of the way, you do see that the safe is cut into 2 pieces. On the right side, it's meant to keep very, very expensive linens. So you have yourself a case of fine clothing. On the left side, you see 2 items. One is a purse, and another one is a smaller lockbox, which is not currently locked.
All this for linens?
And a lockbox. I'm gonna check the lockbox.
Can I grab the purse?
Yep. So you check the purse. The purse itself, not only is it a very intricate purse that could maybe get you some money, but it is currently holding 10 pieces of platinum and 10 pieces of gold.
Thanks.
I'm going to hold on to the purse. In
Uh,
case we find who owns it.
Okay.
But in
there
case we
anything-
don't.
Looking inside the lockbox, you find yourself specifically, even though you have not seen the group yet, a very similar lockbox to what they just opened up. It is very similarly designed as a bait case. Has a note inside of it, along with a case that has 2 vials inside.
Okay. There's my pen. I kind of want to investigate these vials a little bit.
Okay. Are you proficient with medicine?
Oh.
Okay. You can still give me a medicine check. That just always just helps make a difference.
Okay.
3. As far as you can tell, without really having a lot of know-how when it comes to this kind of stuff, there's just a few things you can tell. 1, it's silver in nature. 2, once you move it around, it does have some kind of crimson liquid that moves around with it. And 3, once you put it back down, the crimson disappears.
Look at this! I'm gonna shake it and hand it over.
Can I take a look at it?
Of course.
Can I roll for
Yep.
medicine? Okay. Oh, thank you. This die's doing better. That'd be an 18.
18. Are you proficient with medicine?
I'm not. No,
You're Wow,
not
that is-
medicine.
Okay.
I should have been.
You don't know
Just
Regret.
like everybody else, you kind of spin around, you look at it, and with the absence of moonlight hitting into this area, you see the crimson liquid spin around. As it does, you're able to notice that specifically that, like, if you look at both of them, they almost look like they're kind of like calling each other, like vials. Like one crimson wants to go to the other crimson. As you're looking further, you do see that there is a tag on the actual cork of each one.
Mhm.
One vial is labeled X03, the other one's labeled Z03.
You said there was a note with it?
Yes.
What does it say?
It is set as a telegram of sorts. It is communicating to someone named Carr, and the specific address is to say, I have been able to give you what you wanted. Now I need out. I was able to get 2 more for myself. 1 for myself and my daughter. 2 for you. Now, do what you promised and get us out of here. And that's it.
Is there, so there's money in the purse, but is there any sort of identification that could, like, for sure link it to anywhere else, or no? Dang. Okay.
Guess you're gonna have to keep it.
Well, I don't know whose purse this is, but I could buy myself a nice dinner.
That'd buy you a really good
hell of
dinner.
a nice dinner.
I could buy
Like,
everyone dinner.
A month's worth of food.
Let me look over. That is 50-50, right? Because I did find the key.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we don't have to split it more. It's we can just do 50-50.
But if we don't find the owner, of course, which seems that they, or sorry, I'm not even using my accent. If we find if we find the owner, of course, which it seems maybe they got out after all, but why would they leave all this behind? So maybe they didn't get out.
I'm highly doubting they got out with that creature out there.
These vials, though, I wonder if they have to do with whatever that specimen is on the loose.
Maybe we should see if the other 3 can figure out what this is.
Agreed. I guess there's nothing else to see in the room, is there?
Nothing specifically in this room. That was really the only thing that grabbed your attention. The only thing else you could look through is possibly end tables under the bed if you really want to be extra, you know, thorough.
I want to look under the bed, but that's it.
Okay.
Just for any context clues. Oh, maybe we should look in the nightstands.
I'll look in the nightstand if you want to look check under the bed.
Okay,
Okay,
both of you
deal.
give me investigation checks. We'll do 1 for each.
I'm gonna actually do my real dice because stupid D&D. Oh, it's a natural 1.
Oh.
Plus 2.
Yeah. I have a 6, so...
So a total of 3.
Under the bed, searching through the bed, nothing. Going through these specific end tables, you mostly find blank pieces of parchment. You got some ink, and just specifically kind of like a customer's address thing. Like, it's like there's some parchment, but it has like the label of the actual inn on it, kind of thing that you would go to different hotels for. But nothing else you can find.
Okay. Should we investigate the other rooms, or should we join the others?
We should probably join the others.
Yes. Okay.
Alright.
Shake the bottle again just to see it move around.
It does move around. It does start swirling. And,
Does it look angry?
no,
It
it
makes
does
me
not.
happy.
It like starts like it's setting at the bottom. As you just swirl it, it starts spinning up to the top, and then just once it hits the actual cork, it starts spinning back down. It looks like a DNA strand as it goes back down.
Cool.
Back to the bottom floor. As you do the investigation, you're looking through all the 4 items that you have found. I will give you a list of what they are. First off, the polearm. As you investigate how the polearm essentially works, you figure out that the polearm actually has a certain kind of repelling system. First of all, you notice that all this stuff is meant for some kind of person here that has what you can assume is a very, very lavish adventuring style. All these gadgets are upgraded versions of what a natural journeyman would carry. The polearm, when you pull the trigger, can extend, it separates and it actually shoots up an actual latch that goes 60 feet. And then it actually has the gear that pulls you up that 60 feet. Looks like, based off the wear and damage to the hook, it looks like it's been used to actually capture some animals, maybe used to actually hunt, or maybe go fishing.
How long is it?
What's it?
How long is it?
The polearm? It's
Yeah.
the length of a staff, so it's roughly about 4 feet.
Okay.
Everything we find is going to be for you, my dear.
The adventurer's bag itself, as you open up and check all the compartments, you find yourself first a coin purse that has 20 pieces of gold, 10 pieces of silver, and 10 pieces of copper. It also has 2 maps and what looks like a scroll.
I'll open the scroll.
Well, that's
You
up
wandered off.
that's up to Gaji. I mean, Gaji's the one that's going through
Wait.
it.
Yeah, you wandered off.
Oh wait, is this not the lockbox?
No, you already opened up the lockbox. Lockbox has the that's what has the vials and the note in it. This is the adventurer's bag that Gaji's go through. So you find inside the backpack, you find the coin purse, you find the 2 maps, and you find the scroll.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna open up the scroll and look at it.
Okay. Inside the case, the scroll itself is a scroll of find is a scroll of find creature.
Ah,
Okay. And the maps.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at those.
Okay. You look at the maps, you're a little confused by them, but as you lay them atop each other, you can see that they're both the same thing, but a ground floor and a basement floor. The main map is the map of the town. Shows everything of the town as far as different locations, blueprints of the actual houses, as far as what been sent. It's almost like a council map. It shows what's actually been reported to the Builders Council of what they actually legally had to tell them of the actual blueprints.
Okay.
The other one is the mineshaft system.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna take a closer look at the mineshaft system.
Okay. You see that the mineshaft system connects to 5 different properties. One, obviously, is the ore, where you guys first saw it. The next one is connected to what is called the Wizard's Hope, which is this building. Next one is the shanty, which is over here. Next one is the mill, which is over here. And the next one actually does not attach to the property. It attaches to the backyard of the mansion. But it shows that there's a property there. Even though when you look at the actual builder's property map, there's nothing there.
Okay. Can I take a moment to look at the hardcover journal?
Yes. So as you go through the hardcover journal, give me like a... I'll let you choose on this one how you want to investigate it. You can either investigate it regularly. Let's see, because you could give me an Arcana check if you're proficient with Arcana. Or you could give...
Find out. I am not proficient.
Or if you're proficient with nature, due to the specific inscription it has, you could give me a nature check on it.
My options were investigation, arcana, or nature.
Nature, but only arcana or nature if you're proficient in one of the two.
I'm not proficient in either, so I guess it's just going to be investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Don't fail me now.
Oh no.
That's going to be a 4.
Okay. It looks like the
Let's
book
listen to
itself
Holly.
is bare pages. The book is worn
Okay.
though, as if like someone was overusing a blank page book without a title on it.
I'm going to trust that there's some kind of enchantment or like magical trigger to get words to pop up. So I'm just going to shove that away for now.
Okay.
Actually, no. Can I do this? Can I use frostbite on the pages?
Explain to me, because I can't remember the actual spell's description. How would that work?
It says you cause numbing frost to form on one creature that you see in range. So I don't know if I could just like
use it as an arcane way.
Like to see if the cold would trigger words to appear.
Okay. So you cast frostbite on it. It doesn't necessarily do exactly what you want. No words technically appear on the pages, but you do see some kind of enchantment appear on the cover.
Okay.
As far as you can tell, the enchantment looks like the spell revealed the lock, but you don't have the key.
Do I recognize the symbol or anything? Is it in a language that I understand?
What are the languages you speak?
Druidic, Elvish, and Infernal.
Okay. It is Elvish.
Elvish.
So, gotta remember exactly how I said it. God, I had this all prepared. With night's gaze forever be hidden, with moonlight's gaze forever shown, with magic's gaze forever hidden, with light's gaze forever unlocked.
Shine some light on it.
Sorry, can you repeat that a little slower?
Okay.
I'm just gonna write it down. Or if it's easier to send it to me, I don't know.
So I'll just go over it. So it's moonlight, forever hidden. Hang on, I just lost it. Basically, it's just saying that the spell is forever locked with the moon aimed on it. It requires a light to open it, but natural light does not work.
Glow stick.
So you're saying, I don't understand what you're saying about moonlight. You're saying that would lock it?
Yeah, so it's
Instead
implying that it only opens at night. But moonlight light does not unlock it.
Okay.
But another light unlocks it. But it can only unlock at night.
Okay. All right. Dira, where are you right now?
I was actually.
You guys were on your way to them.
I'm in the room. Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys will be there.
Okay.
I'm in the room with you. Yeah.
Okay, because I know Monreal was kind of wandering off to go do whatever.
Yeah, I'm not sure where she was wandering, but anything.
Yeah,
anything
Monreal, what would you be doing?
Just checking out. Because this was the room. No,
you guys
we're
would
still
all be in the
downstairs.
stable room right now, which would be the ground floor.
Yeah. Because the only thing I was going to do, if there's an actual connecting door, is to kind of to peek in on the horses and see if they're still behaving the same way. But
Yeah,
that's
I
not
mean,
going to take
you
very
only really
long.
need to give an investigation check. They're still agitated, but not as much as when you guys left them outside. They still seem to be upset by the rain and the lightning, but
Okay,
it
and
seems like at this
actually-
point they've grown adapt to it.
Okay, and I'm just for the heck of it, since I am proficient in animal handling, I'm going to give that a roll and see if there's anything else I notice.
Okay,
But
cool.
with a 6, probably not.
I'll at least say that you notice that they're keeping their eye out for something.
Okay. Okay, but I figure that doesn't take very long, so I'm probably back in the room with Gachu when he is looking for us.
Okay.
Do you have
What
the
do you need?
spoon? Actually, it's daytime, right?
No,
We think
No, it'd be night right now.
night. Okay. I'm gonna hold the book up to the spoon.
Okay. Is the spoon regular light, or is it has some kind of is it just basic light?
It doesn't say what kind of. It says it's a magical property of 5-foot radius light, 5-foot dim light.
So you put it up thinking that's going to do the job, and it doesn't. It looks like as you put it up, the actual arcane enchantment on it does start spinning. Like it's kind of trying to work, but it's not exactly it. Like almost like you put a key in that's a same manufacturer as what should work. You get in through the specific pins, but it's just not fully there.
Okay. I guess I will put the book away in the meantime.
I see what he's doing. Before he puts it away, I see what he's doing just for the heck of it. Pull out my sword, which is so it's moonlight. So, but it's not moonlight from the moon. So, no idea. But I see that he's holding it up to a light. So I'm like, you need more light.
Yeah, right. At that point, the actual enchantment actually disappears as it relocks itself.
Guess not. All right.
Good try.
What are we doing?
Like at this point, like everybody's like holding up glowing objects to a book.
I have no idea. I'm just trying to be helpful.
Because Dira is right there, I'm going to give her half of what was in the coin purse.
Okay.
Because Monreal is like walked off. I'm not gonna care.
Dang.
Wow. Cold as ice.
Wow.
Cold as the frostbite
She
spell.
didn't see. So yeah, that'll be 10 gold, 5 silver, 5
silver, and
copper.
5 copper. Thank you. Oh well, thank you. I guess whoever this belongs to probably ain't gonna use it anymore.
No. Do we want to go look for the others?
I assume you're all together because the people who are upstairs came downstairs at this point.
Okay, but yeah.
What y'all looking at?
You found some money? I'm just asking. I was interested.
No.
Okay. Did you find anything interesting?
Yeah, actually, we did.
There's a book. You got any funny lights?
I can cast I'll cast dancing lights.
Okay. And
Right.
what's the magical property of dancing lights again? Is it just regular light?
Yeah, it just says torch size lights. So yeah.
Okay. The enchantment reappears, but again, it does not unlock. Again, it's like you're close, but it's just not getting that final part.
Is there something near the book? Just a random object?
Depends
What
where
do
it's
you
placed.
Like Monreal had found a spoon. Is there anything like that? Or a chair?
I mean, there's plenty of chairs and tables around.
Half of the
I'm just
inanimate
gonna-
objects in this town are be glowing by the time we leave.
They are. I'm just gonna go boop and cast light on it.
Okay.
And that is, I don't even know what it is. It just sheds bright light and 20-foot radius and dim light. You touch an object.
We're all
The light
gonna
can
be
be-
blinded after this.
Ooh,
Yeah, like at
the
this
light
point,
can
like the
be
whole
any
hallway's just like
color.
lit up. Like you guys are just like giant ball
We are
of lights.
definitely letting this monster know where we are.
I'm just like picturing, outside of this table, the camera cuts to the outside of this table and there's like light leaking out of every possible, crack in the door or whatever.
We're like a lighthouse in the middle of the city.
So it's gonna be pink light right now.
Okay.
My glow stick earlier was green, but it's pink.
Still, nothing happens.
Okay.
That's
Well,
sad.
we'll deal with this later.
Alright.
Which one of us took the vials?
I believe the
I
person
thought
at the
you had
vials was actually Monreal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She found them, so do you still have? So if you've still got them with you,
Yes.
Do they look like this? And I shake it.
so this is probably a
Yes.
good time to let you finish answering the question of where you wandered off to.
Oh. So I just I would just walked around. I checked in on the horses. And didn't see much of anything. So I come back into the room, like you hear my cane coming down the hallway, and you hear me laughing, and I'm just like giggling, and I walk in the room, and I've got my cane in one hand, I've got my spoon up in the other, and I've got my little clockwork spider, and it's just like dancing across my shoulders, and it's ticklish. I'm just like, oh, you guys got some vials too. That's neat. What? Yeah. What? And I tuck the spoon into the top of mine, much like Dira, and I go twinsies, and I reach into my bag, and I pull out the vials, and I also shake them aggressively.
The light is still in this room, right? On the objects that you've
Yeah, I
cast
mean,
them
unless,
on?
unless someone disengaged them, they would still be there.
Yeah, so
10
they would
minutes?
now see it reacting to that light, correct?
Mm-mm.
No?
Nope.
Oh.
Interesting.
So it reacted to the lightning outside,
So
and it
lightning
reacted to the moonlight from my sword.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
I-
yeah, these
I
vials are reactive
almost a
to
little bit.
moonlight.
Show them.
Hold on, what is this book? Can I take a peek?
Sure. And I
Okay.
kind of hand it over.
And I set my cane down, and I'm holding the book, and can I do an Arcana check?
Yeah, go ahead. Well, are you proficient in Arcana?
Yes.
Yeah, then absolutely.
Finally.
I have 15.
Okay. You notice the one thing that is missing that is there is, yes, it needs light, but it needs radiant light.
I see. Oh, you guys are so cute with your swords and these spoons. No, guys, we need radiant light for this.
I mean,
This
I
is,
kind of figured that.
Oh, yeah. I know that you know. Like, we're all on the same page. Like, so who has some radiant light?
Do you not have anything prepared? That would
Nope.
do.
Could I cast Sacred Flame and then, but not use it as an attack? Or I could attack a chair, you know?
Alright, so yeah, I mean,
Roll
like theoretically,
initiative.
you could technically use Sacred Flame to. You could use like a torchlight. It
I'll
would
just-
work. It would only have the radiant properties for like a split second, but theoretically it'd work. Yeah.
Okay. Could attack the vial, but I don't think that's a good idea.
I mean, what do you guys want to do?
So I'll summon Sacred Flame to my hand and hold it up to the vial.
Okay, so you just hold it in your hand. At this point, the enchantment script actually lifts itself off the book, starts spinning. Another wheel inside of it spins the opposite way. Another wheel presses down as the book itself starts to turn from black engraving to now like a brown leather. The title itself is still not there, but for anybody who can read Elvish, it's essentially telling you to say your name to a tune. Basically, whoever decides to awaken the book, it is now belongs to them. Until you decide to actually claim it, you cannot read it.
Like singing.
Can you read this?
Attune, the word attune, correct?
Mm-hmm.
What does this say?
It wants us
You
to claim it to be able to read it.
you have to sing your name to a tune.
Oh,
To claim it.
Monreal. Like that?
Just
Monreal.
you just gotta say your name. You just gotta say your name while holding it.
Monreal.
If you do, you're the first one to say it. It now becomes attuned to you. Everybody else, you see no change. To Monreal, you start seeing the book's writing itself to you, and it can appear to whatever language that you can actually read, speak, or write. The book itself is titled "The Book of Many Faces."
Oh.
And it registers as a constant story that that immediately knowledge kind of gets thrown into your head about the properties of the book. The book itself can only be attuned to a person for 1 year. Afterwards, it becomes unattuned and can only be taken over by another person that has no association with the previous writer. From that point on, it is a constant story of tales that is constantly told throughout many of years. As the current reader, you can read all the previous tales of the previous pages.
Oh.
Probably don't have time for that.
But she's
Well,
got a year.
Maybe the last
Been
person
that long.
could give us some information about what's going on now.
Yeah. If you guys
Guess
want me
flip to the end.
Let's go to the very last page that was written.
Okay. You're able to find out that the person who previously wrote, his name is Kar Avrat. He is a human noble. He is writing down his last stories for his daughter, and it's essentially talking about how he's thinking it's the end of days for his town. Some kind of weather is stopping them from leaving the town. It won't allow them to leave. It won't allow them to be happy. It won't allow them to even end their own lives. He's talking about how he made a deal with a stranger that came to town to use his job to help him pull out some of the aberrant vials to give to her, and that she would have a specific way of allowing them to transport back and forth. She proved that it would work because she would actively leave and enter without the storm stopping her. He retrieved the vials. He said it was quite difficult. He almost did not escape with his own life. He unfortunately had to kill 2 aberrant soldiers and 1 scientist. When he came back, he could not find his daughter. Eventually found out that she was captured. He was dying with the quote-unquote affliction, and he could not find his contact again, leaving her 2 vials inside her locked case, hoping that she would come back to save him. His last notes in the book are very, very vague. The penmanship is very terrible, and there's a lot of bad handwriting, but it's essentially him talking about how life is nothingness. I can't go on any further. I just wish it would end. Why can't it just take me now?
Oh.
So,
Wonder if
oh,
that's
do you guys
enough
want to
knowledge
read?
about
Do you guys want me to read a different one? That was kind of a downer.
Well, sounds like
Okay.
that's what we're
I think that was exactly what we needed to hear.
what we
At
needed.
this
Yeah,
point,
right?
at this
Convenient.
point, when you guys are all looking through this and focused, you all get surprised by, even with the storm going on, large thuds to the ground, shaking so hard you actually see some of the ropes in the bags on the wall start to shake. Any of you that look at the horses, they start to freak out, agitated like they were before. As you start hearing large breathing, footsteps getting louder and louder.
Take out
quakes
my
getting more
scimitar.
aggressive.
I'm gonna go hide behind some feed bags. I don't know what y'all are doing, but I'm going to duck behind
First
them.
impulse, sword and shield out.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll
scimitar and
protect y'all.
shield.
But I'm gonna be hiding behind some feed bags in the.
Are you
face
all
of them.
gonna hide, or are some of you gonna be on the ready?
I'm gonna
On
be
the
on the
ready.
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 I'm
Not
going
going
to.
out of the room or anything, but being ready for
Okay.
anything that comes in the door.
I'm going to tuck the vials back into my bag, and then I'm going to minor illusion a box, a wooden box around me, and I'm just gonna sit there.
Oh,
Okay.
that's so smart.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna
whisper
peer out the
to
door.
You're gonna whisper.
I'm gonna
what?
whisper to Monreal, keep the vials handy. This might be what that person in the book turned into.
Does Monreal have all of the vials, or do we still have the two?
I
we
still have
had?
2.
Okay.
No. So Monreal will have the case that actually has the actual syringe.
Oh, okay.
Zephinia has the case with only 2 vials.
Okay.
So, okay. So we're going to do our first group check. So, if you are actively hiding, you get to roll stealth with advantage. If you are on the ready, you got to roll stealth with disadvantage.
I already have disadvantage.
Oh,
I jingle.
The total DC,
I do too.
the total DC is 50. If you guys can at least get 50 as a group, it does not notice you.
Got 19.
19.
We'll use this one and this one.
Oh, I got a natural 20.
Oh.
I got
Disadvantage at
2.
7.
Oh!
I got a total of 10.
Okay. So
My
you got
my
5, so
disadvantage is
12, 22,
4.
With advantage?
4.
Rolled a 3
no.
first.
Okay, so wait, I'm gonna go
Oh,
around
no.
because I got all numbers confused. Zephinia, what'd you get?
7.
7. Monreal,
Oh, I didn't even roll advantage.
5. Oh, sorry, 12.
We so did not make it.
I just need to know how close we are. Depends on the result. Dira?
4.
Okay, yeah. And then Dahlia?
19.
Okay. I mean, the 19 definitely helps, but yeah, you're not there.
Definitely good.
Oh,
So,
no.
as
You are
some
in
of
a
you are on the
box like
ready,
me.
remind me which ones are on the ready again? Which people are at the ready?
I was about to open the door to look, peek out.
Okay. So,
Crack it open and
So-
look out.
painting a picture, you guys are in this kind of like this storage area, and you got these large walls, the large windows, and you got the walls of them underneath the window only goes up about 3 feet because the windows take up a lot of space to watch out on the horses. So anybody who's trying to actively hide, with the exception of Monreal, that's not only in size but is spelled to her advantage, has to really get down low. But it does show off the body a lot. But the roof over the actual horses is roughly about 8 feet in height. Same height as the roof that you have of your floor. As you are trying to stay still and you're at the ready, thinking the worst case scenario, you hear just thud, just large steps, and eventually you start seeing a difference between the rain and like the steam coming through like a thick mist of fog as you almost like smell this creature coming closer to you. You just smell like a rancid, just like it's been eating just maybe trash or garbage or whatever is lying around the street, worst case scenario. Eventually, due to its size, you only see its leg as it steps in front of the horses. They immediately freak out as it stops, reacts to the sounds of the horses, and immediately drops down on its hands and kind of like creeps its head underneath as you see its large head, huge horns, as you see a deformed, overly sized minotaur. Almost kind of like malformed, as like half of its body has grown bigger than the other half. It's still overly sized for a minotaur, as this thing is huge. And minotaurs are naturally just large in size. As it reaches down one of its shorter arms and just kind of goes in, confused by the animals. For the people who are standing, you can't tell if he sees you or not. What are you going to do?
Probably duck behind whatever possible.
Okay, you were the one going by the door, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
you
think
would at least have the door for yourself to hide behind.
Yeah.
There's no window on the door, so you at least have the door. For the other people that were at the ready, what would you be doing?
I'm going into T-Rex mode. Don't move, maybe it won't see me.
Okay.
And my sword is out and glowing, so.
Oh
Okay.
god.
All right. So it's immediately looking at the horses. Looks like it's like out trying to like almost like touch it, like it's just like a baby like trying to understand, like a pet. And it goes and it just like moves its hand out of the way as it sees a bright light shining in front of its eyes. As it tries to use its hand to kind of block, and it looks like it's trying to avoid the light. What do you do?
Throw the spoon.
Now the when you say windows, is there glass? Or
Yeah,
is
it's
it
glass.
just open into the? Okay, I am actually, if it's just going to try and avoid the light, if it's not coming at us, I'm actually going to stay still and keep the light where it is and see what it does.
What did you cast light on again, Zephinia?
The chair.
Is
would it-
anybody near the chair?
Okay, I'm gonna like mutter, guys, I think it doesn't like the light.
Am I near the chair? Like, can somebody reach the chair and like move it closer to the window?
I'll say because we got Dira with the sword, you're in front of the door. Anybody else who's at the ready can be by the chair.
I'm just gonna slowly grab the chair.
Okay, so everybody's gonna try to cover light. So as you guys do that, the people who are trying to cover light, you guys can give me a regular stealth check. Not disadvantage, not regular advantage, just stealth.
Cover or just increase it?
What's that?
Cover or increase it?
Oh, that's
Yeah, I mean,
completely
I was
up to
planning-
you.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I
planning-
meant like shove
like
the
where it
chair in the
was.
window to blind it further.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if you guys are all gonna take like you're trying to have it not see a light, just give me a stealth check to like make it look like it's naturally just turning off, not some random thing is getting in the way.
Let's try
I need to have
the
the light
regular
outside.
dice again with my negative stealth.
Are we hiding the lights?
Sounds
No.
like it. Are we not?
No. No.
We were at the idea if
If
didn't
it's
like the
reacting
light,
poor-
light.
Yeah, we're pushing more light
Oh,
into
you're
the
pushing
window.
more light. Okay.
Yeah, so that it goes completely blind or doesn't.
Okay,
see
then you
us.
don't need to make a stealth check. You're actively just
Okay.
trying to blind it more. Okay. So as you
Yeah.
try to put more lights on it, it does start to get pretty pissed off. As it immediately freaks out as the horses immediately start pulling so hard that they actually break the actual rope and they start heading off past it. As it immediately starts freaking out, starts swinging its arms around as it starts breaking the actual posts that hold up the floor above it as you start feeling the building shake.
I don't think it likes it.
As it notices that the actual roof is starting to come down, it immediately backs up so it doesn't fall. But you lose sight of it as the actual roof that went over the actual stable is now collapsed. Now, I'll talk about the stable that covers the actual horses, not the room that you're in. So you can't see where it went. But you hear it starting to get aggravated as it starts to actually start hitting the building that you're in.
Question for DM.
Yeah.
When I went up to the rooftop and there was the area to walk around in,
Mhm.
Did it connect to any other buildings, or was it a standalone?
It was standalone.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, theoretically, you could jump to another building. But to remind everybody how jumping works, unless you have a specific feat or an ability that increases your jumping speed, jumping is half of your movement speed, and you still got to technically make an athletics or acrobatics check based on my rules to get it done correctly.
Is there any side exit out of this stable area to outside that's not being totally destroyed right now?
To describe
What
where
I'm
he
standing
is,
at.
he's technically right here. You guys would be like inside here. You guys could exit out of this side. There's another door that leads you out to like where they would keep the hay and stuff like that, and all the different things for that they keep outside for the horses. You could technically go out that way, basically
And then we
towards
can
the mission.
try and get to that one entrance over here.
While he's distracted.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at the mineshaft system map that I have and see if there's anything like from this building specifically.
The building that you're
said
in currently?
Yeah. Did you say that? What was the Wizard's Hope?
The Wizard's Hope right here.
Okay.
So then we just need to get there.
That's 2 buildings over or 1?
It's technically 1 building over, but it's a distance of 2. Because you would technically have to get over here, then go up a hill.
Okay. I'm just gonna start like motioning for everyone to get out of this room.
Okay.
Okay, I am sheathing my sword and following her. Then.
Okay.
But did you sheathe your spoon?
No.
The spoon
You're just gonna leave your spoon out in front of everybody and God?
The spoon is also getting tucked away.
Okay.
I also tuck my spoon.
I need to follow him.
So we have no music playing.
If we're leaving, hold on. If we're trying to escape and it's still really mad at the building, I'd like to cast dancing lights in the room as we're leaving, so the lights piss it off and it wants to kill those lights and not us.
So, okay, tell me the beginning of that again.
So if we're sneaking out that side door, right, which is
out over here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta pull it up. While we're doing that, I will cast dancing lights in the room closer towards the Minotaur as it's trying to destroy things, so it stays distracted.
Got it. Okay. How far can you cast dancing lights?
I believe it's 60. Yes, its range is 60 feet.
Okay, so the closest thing you can do is you'd still have it in the room that you're in now, but you go against the furthest wall. Because you can't be able to cast outside due to your distance, but you can still have it go to like you guys are on the what would be like you'd be heading out like the northwestern door, and you would essentially point towards the southeastern side of the hallway. So yeah, you can do that. And then Montreal, what were you going to say?
I was going to say I'm going to look over and go, that's such a good idea. Let's spice it up a little bit. What do you think? And I'll squeeze my cane and cast minor illusion, and I'm going to cast the sound of a song.
Okay.
And it would be copyright in this world, but I imagine in the other realm, it would be totally fine if they played 60 seconds of "If You Want to Be My Lover, Get With My Friends."
Bass boosted.
Yeah, absolutely. And that will play for a minute, and then I just kind of do a little shoulder shrug, like,
I like
and then head off towards Deer and the rest.
So as the music and as the dancing lights go off, you see him immediately start reacting and start tearing up the floor around as you all immediately head out, going through this side. The rain itself is still just as aggressive as ever. I need a group, this time a group constitution check.
Oh man, y'all. Sweating.
You know what? Let's not use that dice.
Nat 20!
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. We got a 14 from Dira.
This is a 6.
So that's a total of 23.
Okay.
See one, play one.
19.
Wow. Okay, so this is way better. So you guys are able to push through the storm using each other's help. Some people using their shield to cover others. Some people using maybe different pieces of armor,
Umbrella.
umbrella, magical items, whatever. As you are able to move while also running as fast as you can to make sure that the creature doesn't see you, you're able to climb up and you're able to get to the entrance of the Wizard's Hope. This tower itself is, from the outside looking in, it looks kind of like a lighthouse. Currently no lights on inside though. The staircase wraps around to the first floor, where the first floor is not actually on the ground level as it appears. As you start moving your way up, the door itself is not locked. Do you guys just choose to enter?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna check it real quick.
Okay.
What roll is that?
Are you checking for traps?
Yes.
Okay, and you're not technically a rogue, so you just got to roll me a dexterity check unless you're proficient with traps, because I don't think you're technically a thief.
I don't no.
Okay, so no, so
dex
just a dex
check.
check. Yep.
12.
12. You don't notice that, as far as you can tell, nothing would affect you negatively once you enter in, but you do notice that some kind of magical property will affect you once you fully enter into the building. But doesn't seem to have a negative effect on you, as far as you can tell.
I'm just gonna warn them that there's something magical in the building.
I think there's a magic right here, and I think it's friendship. And I think everyone's casting it all the time.
Yeah, well,
But
friendship.
I have a feeling the one in the building ain't so nice.
Can we cast it inside?
I think so.
Okay, let's go. Let's try.
Go.
Run.
Okay, so you open up this door, which is this large, like you got to pull over this large sliding pin. And you open it up and you all go in, and immediately as you look in, it looks very small. As you all get in, you close the door, immediately the magical effect happens as this 3-floor lighthouse immediately turns into like a 10-floor wide wizard's tower. All of a sudden, torches get lit. Very much Beauty and the Beast happens. Everything gets cleaned. Carpets and rugs re-unroll themselves, as what it was before was everything was covered up, as if the wizard currently left town for a year, and it redoes itself. Books resummoned to their actual pedestals, to their podiums, and all different things happen. That is where we're gonna end it for tonight.
Oh,
All right.
So, you currently have plenty of items that you picked up. A lot of mystery going on in the town. A lot of things to figure out. But on the next session, we'll start off in Wizard's Hope, which is the current Wizard's Tower of the town. So, we'll go from there on the next session.